up, guys? It's Voorhees GT 101. Wanted to bring you a quick play match that I did with Jason 7. It's pretty obvious everyone in this room was in a party and in a party chat, except for me, which is fine. I'm a fine advocate of party chat so long as you're not using it to help Jason out. That's poor etiquette. Now, if you noticed in that room, the vast majority of the players were Bugsy. I believe there's one Chad and one Tiffany. Everyone else is Bugsy. So, I'm going to give you some helpful tips for using Jason Part 7. Covering up the names because, like I said, they were in party chat, so I wasn't able to get even any verbal consent. So, just being respectful to other players. Alright, now as you know or may not know, Jason 7 is very slow, probably regarded as the hardest Jason to use, so use these tips. Now, because, as I mentioned before, there were majority Bugsies in the room, but there was a female character, so my first priority here was to trap my house. To make sure that at least if they were coming after me if Tiffany was coming to get the sweater so that they could try and kill me, I would get a little bit of an advantage there. Then right to the phone house, as usual with any other Jason. There's nobody in there. So take the few seconds to break down the door while it's not barricaded. That way, if they do manage to call the police later, they can't barricade you out while they're actually making the call. Notice trap placement here is this Jason has minus traps. He only starts with 3. Stand off to the side. You'll get it right in front of it like that. Now off to the main house. Now I get really lucky here. I think that these guys were working on killing Jason was their thing. I happened upon Tiffany right off the bat, and I knew she was the only female. Took a trap right there. That's fine. That's adding to my rage. I love doing that early match. Build your rage fast. There, I see she's got a shotgun. I'm fully ready for her to use it. I was hoping to stick her with a knife first, slow her down. She got me by just a split second there. If you notice how fast I was able to get up, and I'm not even spamming the button that fast. He has incredible stun resistance. But every shot you take like that, every time you're stunned, your rage meter actually goes up, and you will get your rage faster. Alright, she just kind of hid behind the door, which is a good strategy. I've seen a lot of people get away with that with stealth characters. I just know to look for it. So, got rid of the only female character in the room. So I know that nobody can go after my sweater, and I can't be killed at this point. So it's just free for all. Now, one thing that is really important with this Jason is because of his his high cooldown times on his morph and shift and his slow shift, you want to stay on top of people once you find them. I break that window with the knife, so this counselor has basically the option to stand against me or to drop through a broken window and take extra damage. Now I use my sense here, and that counselor must have the perk on that helps with sense avoidance, level-headed. I'm going to shift after him as soon as I get it, but then I realize Chad is right there. Chad is on my priorities list because his weapons will last a lot longer. He has better repair, and the Bugsies, they're good runners, and they're good for taking the mask off. But at this point, I don't have to worry about dying, so Chad's my top priority. My morph in front of him, and I start to go down the hill. I see where he's headed, so I stay on the high ground. I know his composure is super low. He's got a very narrow field of vision. I'm able to just kind of intercept him. If you can pull that kind of stuff off with this Jason, it's very helpful to not have to use your shift or your morph if you can just plan a route to take out a counselor that's got a high fear level and can't see well. Alright, here I use my sense again. I notice somebody just kind of crouching there, so I use my stock and then shift, so they do not get the staticky screen saying I shifted. Now, for some reason, it put me into combat mode there. I don't know what that was about, but no matter. I did get him. Here is going to be one of those pop-ups. I apologize for that. I wanted to make sure that I didn't kill the host and that this wasn't going to end up being a rage quit situation, which happens a lot in quick play on consoles. It's just a fact. So, alright, back to the phone house. Got somebody in here. Now, I'm thinking he's right on the other side of the door getting ready to hit me. So that's why I'm in combat stance and blocking going through the door. Now I use my stock here. Let's see if he's going to come back or whether he's going to keep heading the way he's going. So I notice they're all headed for the main house, so I go there. Go ahead and shift. I'm pretty sure this player was AFK. I did let him get away with standing there for a while, but I had to clear the room eventually, so AFK is away from keyboard, or away from, it would be AFC, away from console for the PS4. His buddy here jumps right out the window to try and save him before I kill him, and I get 2 kills right in a row. Now here I pull up the player menu to check again, but I go ahead and cut past it instead of using some kind of effect because I wasn't blocking a kill, or I wasn't doing it during a kill, so I have 1 Bugsy left to go after. I take this time to talk a little bit about the etiquette there. I got to throw a shout out to this host for not quitting. He was one of the earlier characters killed. If you're selected as a host and you don't have the patience to wait out a match, close the lobby and come back in somebody else's match. Don't stay the host if you're going to quit as soon as you die. Now, there's a flip side to that. If you're Jason and you know what character the host is and there isn't 5 of those characters in the room and that character is in the phone house, don't spawn kill them. They did not choose to get put in the phone house, and that's a good reason to rage quit. And if you make the host rage quit, you're ending the match for everybody. So, as a general rule, don't spawn kill at all. It's really not cool. People don't choose where they spawn at. With this Jason, you kind of have to, because he's slow, but definitely don't spawn kill the host. Alright, as you saw there a moment ago, his stun resistance is great. I didn't even block that. That finishes that up. I hope that was helpful to some of you struggling with this Jason. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and follow. Throw a comment down there for anything you want to see in the future. This has been VoorheesGT 101, and we will see you next Friday.